Beautiful people, before we get started, hit the like button. It is my intention to receive 10,000 likes for this video. Also, subscribe. Since I was a little boy, I've been fiercely intrigued with this subject. And I think because I had a experience of my own when I was a little boy. I won't talk about it here, but I might talk about it on Patreon. So the question is, are we alone? I'm here to tell you, we're definitely not alone. But that shouldn't cause fear. Just be observant. Just be aware. We're not the only game in town. Now, oftentimes, people need verification from government officials and such. Well, what about Paul Hellyer? So far, he's the highest ranking person to speak out on this. This is what he has to say.
Extraterrestrials have been coming here for thousands of years in very limited quantities and small numbers of species. The traffic began in earnest after the first United States atomic bomb was exploded in the desert, and has been increasing since then, off and on, to considerable proportions. And they're concerned because two things. They're afraid we might blow up the world and exterminate the human species. And this is not what they want. And I would hope that not what we want, but it's what could happen to us if we have maniacs making decisions. And the problem is, and this is the kind of thing that is difficult to get your head around, the universe is a unity, is all one big ball of wax.
Very interesting. And notice how he said everything is just one, because it actually is. Everything is God. But we'll get to that later. And other congressmen and politicians are coming forward. This is from the Sean Ryan podcast. Check it out.
All I'm saying is, brother, I can handle it. You can handle it. Put it out there. Let us see it. Let us see it. Because I've seen some stuff that defies any kind of logic, any kind of science that we have now. A couple of thousand people maybe working at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, maybe less than a handful knew that it was for the atomic bomb, knew what they were doing. That's what compartmentalization is all about. My theory on and premise on this is the people that knew, like 47, Roswell, the people that knew, they compartmentalized it. It's a different America then. Well, a lot of those people are dead, so there's a complete disconnect after it's been handed off to this department or this department, and now it's in some corporate vault somewhere.
It's interesting that he mentioned Roswell, because I've been reading The Day After Roswell from Philip J. Corso. And he spoke about getting technology from these downed craft and reverse engineering them, like lasers and fiber optics and all types of stuff. And now more people are publicly coming forward telling you, hey, we have crafts. Listen to that.
We're not alone. We've recovered material and we've recovered the occupants. And beyond that, the president can decide what should be disclosed. It's above my pay grade.
Can you just give us a sense of the scale of these recoveries? It's like 3, or is it?
It is double digit, and I've mentioned that publicly. I am familiar with the exact numbers. We had multiple intel officers brief us on all the numbers, where, when, where, how.
Where's all the stuff kept? I mean, I assume
I do know of some specific locations.
Boeing Raytheon warehouse.
Yeah, I mean, Harry Reid knew about one specific location, and that was the material that he was denied access to.
Why didn't he show up with armed guards and demand to see it? I don't understand. Everyone's so passive.
Yeah.
You're the Senate Majority Leader. Show it to me now.
Yeah, you would think that there's some kind of enforcement tactic he could have used. He was trying to get access administratively by sponsoring that special access program.
See, I know why they don't want to tell people. Because people can't handle it. It will be too much for their psyche. And it will play with their belief system. One thing I know about people do not like their belief systems played with. Our belief systems should be fluid. Like all things are subject to change, and that's okay. I went to the great Bethune-Cookman University in Daytona Beach, Florida. And my major was broadcast journalism. I'm a journalist at heart. So when I tell you that I've been doing intense research for years, like since I was little, that's exactly what I mean. And it is my intention to bring peace to your heart. See, I don't believe in fear mongering. I don't do the fear things. There's nothing to fear. But I want you to be prepared. Now, don't worry about nukes or nuclear energy. Don't worry about it. There are committees that are dedicated to our safety, dedicated to making sure that the older civilizations don't bully the younger civilizations. Oftentimes, this committee is called the Galactic Federation. Check this out.
In a couple interviews that you've mentioned, there's a federation of alien species. Do all of the alien species kind of work together, or is there warring species that war with each other?
Well, I only know about the Galactic Federation, and I don't know much about it, so I shouldn't talk about it. But they are concerned about what's going on in the world, and they have been working through individuals. They'll pick out a few individuals and visit them or talk to them telepathically or send information to them by channeling. They have a deal that they won't interfere. But I think that there's also a loophole if things get bad enough that they would make exceptions.
Apparently, God has a law in the universe where older civilizations can't come in and bully younger civilizations. That's why we have these committees. And to find a representative of this Galactic Federation, one of them at least, check out Elizabeth April on YouTube. We need to understand telepathy is the natural language of the universe. Not speaking, not verbal. It is mind-to-mind transfer. And we all can really do it. That being said, if you ever see a spacecraft land, don't approach it. I don't care if they look nice, don't approach them, because you don't know what type of energy they're bringing. Some of these beings are so powerful that they can actually take you over psychically. And the good ETs won't do it, but the bad ones, they've been known to do it. Don't make eye contact. Remember, men lie, women lie, energy doesn't lie. If you see a craft come down and occupants come out, and you feel their energy, and it feels negative, listen to your gut feeling. If it feels positive and loving, listen to your gut feeling, but use discernment. Always use discernment. There's a book you can read for free online. It's called Project World Evacuation, channeled through Tuwilla. She was also a representative of this Galactic Federation. And in the book, she talks about nukes destroying the soul, ripping it apart. Nuclear energy is a special type of energy that won't be permitted. It can't be permitted because it affects more than just this earth. Now, it's been said, if there's a pole flip and there's major earth changes, there will be millions of craft in the sky to evacuate or rescue people. But you got to have love in your aura. I didn't make this up. Love is the ticket to get on board. Love in your frequency, love in your aura. And it's funny, this book also mentions Yeshua, or people know as Jesus. Very interesting. Do your own research. Have discernment. Use wisdom. And pay attention. This is Justin from YouAreCreators. I love y'all. You know I love you. Hit the like button for me. And tell me what you think in the comments after you've done your research.